girl Charlie, and I'm in the building with Kay, and this is the first episode of Tweet This, where we'll be discussing shenanigans and shit that we've tweeted over the week. And we definitely want to start with Boomerang. Have y'all been watching Boomerang on BET? Ugh,
If
gosh.
you're not, you're missing it. I'm telling you, go. I need you to go right now. If you haven't been watching it, go to your Twitter, search for hashtag Boomerang on BET, and
Yes.
just read the shenanigans.
Yes.
I'm telling you, you are missing out on some very good TV if you're not watching it.
Boomerang comes on Tuesday nights at 10 to 10:30, correct? Listen, it is a show for the millennial, okay? And initially I was a little skeptical because Boomerang is actually not one of my favorite movies, but it was a good movie, you know?
It's one of those black excellent
Absolutely,
classics.
absolutely. So I think that I had really no expectations for it, to be honest with you. You know, I was like, okay, where do we go from here? You know, Marcus Graham, Angela's character, you know, Martin's character, can't remember his name, sorry. You know, I didn't know if we were going to coordinate like Pops, like David Allen Greer's character's father. I didn't know. So it was very refreshing to see the first episode come on, and I'm like, yes, this is what we're doing. Okay. So definitely got to give props to Lena Waithe and Halle Berry for a great show.
Yes.
A great 30-minute show at that. You know, some of your attention spans a little short, so 30 minutes is just enough. But we do tweet it every Tuesday after American Soul, so definitely get into the shenanigans that we put down on Tuesdays. Anyway, so let's get into it. So the main characters are Simone, which is Marcus Graham, which is Eddie Murphy's character's daughter, and Bryson, which is Angela's son. No relation, as we're assuming they went their separate ways. We haven't really explored that part yet, or so we thought last week. So Simone is a very nuanced character. She's snooty. She gets on my nerves. I really want her gone. And if you see some of my tweets, I'm actually talking to her like, you need to go back and talk to the directors and the writers and let them know their character sucks ass. Like, I'm really sick of this girl.
But she got a is she better?
So
from the previous, the original. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into some backstory since the show has been so popular.
Well, okay, I'll take that.
We probably are gonna get into some, especially with the last week's shenanigans and the DNA testing and all that stuff. God. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to follow that up with some history and some flashbacks onto why she is such an ass.
They better do something, period, okay? Because I'm sick of her. And in addition to me being sick of her, like, she's crazy. Like, okay, so it starts with she and Bryson, and they have this best friend named Crystal. And Crystal is my favorite character.
Yes,
okay?
Crystal. She always come with the logic and the analytics. I love her.
She is a beautiful, plus-size, African-American woman who comes through and gets Simone all the way together. Okay? Together. And I absolutely love her. There's her ex-husband, Preach. What is his real name? David. Don't really like him.
I like David.
You know what? I didn't really like him the first couple episodes, but this last episode, I really rock with him, okay?
Yeah.
Because I just knew he was on some shit with that microphone at the gay pride rally. I'm sorry. I just knew it was some shit.
I know. I was holding my breath. I was like, I know Lena's not about to do this.
Yes, like, are you serious?
You cannot have the family up in arms like this.
Okay, my bad. So y'all know how we like to get off on tangents and we segue 50 different 25 ways. Let's start over. So the show starts with Simone and Bryson, and they're working for the Graham advertising agency. Graham is Marcus Graham, okay? Simone no longer wants to be up under her parents' thumb. You know, of course, they're supporting her financially. They've provided her with a job, so strictly nepotism, and she's over it. So she decides she wants to rebel and lash out, okay? Which in turn, did she get fired or did she quit?
She quit.
Okay, so she quit. And with her quitting, she had to get a job. So she basically started her own promotions, marketing type agency where she's managing her friend. and her friend just so happens to be
Lala, yes, girl. Shout outs to Lala, girl.
from Instagram. Can you believe
Let me
that?
tell you something. You are doing your thing on this, honey. I'm loving it. I love the image. I love the realness. I love the humor is always on point. The timing is good. I'm really enjoying her character.
So if you don't know who it is, we're talking about Lala Milan on Instagram. She has the most annoying voice ever, but she is a delight to watch her videos. When I say the most annoying voice, I mean that in every sense of the word. Like, it is twangy, it is up there, it's very nasally. It sounds like she has like that sinus thing going on, early in the morning where you got all that cold and stuff and mucus in your throat. That's what it sounds like. She just need to clear her throat. Nevertheless, she's in it and she's hilarious, and she just happens to be Simone's first client. And she is trying to put this girl on the map. So she takes her from the club where just so happens she does a Black Lives Matter stripping routine. Black Lives Matter's body paint, and I was like, yes, I'm here for it, honey.
For all of that.
Get them dollars and educate them on why Black Lives Matter. Why you bouncing your ass? Yes. Gee, you got to go back and read the tweets on our response for that. It was crazy. Anyway, and then they have this friend, Ari. Y'all Ari fine as hell, okay?
Ari is my spirit animal.
Ari is fine. Ari is a bisexual African-American man, and Ari is best friends with Bryson and David, okay? Now, Ari got turned out as a bouncer at the club by the dude who was like, you ain't gonna let me in, player? Ari in the Jeep Cherokee playing Whitney Houston's You Give Good Love. Like, sir, you don't sit in the car with another man playing Whitney Houston.
Dudes in the car.
Much less you give good love. What are you thinking about?
Yes.
So I knew immediately he was going to get turned. Okay? And turned he did. Nevertheless, still fine. And he's a creative, okay? Like one of the creatives. And as a creative, I completely identify with his journey, and where sometimes you may have an idea that your friends may not support because they don't see it. I'm here to let you know, don't nobody have to see your vision but you. Continue to work through that thing and work until you're able to see it come to fruition. And Bryson, with his old hating ass, but he cute. He happens to be
he's
same
that corporate dude.
He is. Gosh,
he's the corporate Negro of the group. He toes the line. He plays by the rules. He knows the game. He's navigating it. Not necessarily because it's what he wants to do, but he knows that's what he needs to do to get where he want to be.
And he's the complete opposite of his mom. Remember, his mom is Angela, the creative, the free spirit, the fly by the seat of her pants. He is very much structured because Marcus Graham is his mentor. And you'll hear him reference that damn near every episode. I want to be Marcus Graham. Marcus Graham is God to me. Marcus Graham. I'm like, shut up.
So he thought it was his daddy, but
yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So, I think that, well, first of all, let's talk about the fact that he's in love with Simone in the worst way.
They are so exhausting. I was so glad last episode. I was like, finally, y'all are freaking exhausting me.
Let me tell you something. Going from wet dreams of Simone to, and it was real. We think, oh, yes, they finally expelling this sexual tension. And then it's like, wait a minute. Oh, he was dreaming? So you got to go to therapy for this. Like, this is crazy. Y'all, you got to watch it.
It's exciting TV. This resurgence on BET with this Black Excellence programming is just, I'm here for it.
To be honest with you, they needed it. If they didn't have it, BET might as well shut the doors and go dark. Yeah. Like, I'm sick of seeing the same movie over and over again. And it's edited. Like, who wants to hear all the edited versions?
I don't want to see
with
Menace to Society without no cussing.
Yeah, like, I know all the cuss words, and then you talking about... how does that work?
Well, no.
That's not how any of this is supposed to work. I'm tired of seeing all the Tyler Perry movies, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Every day.
I'm sick of seeing the same gospel shows, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Peter pop off in the morning trying to sell you that tainted tap water, talking about it's blessed. Listen, I know you got to pay for programming. Okay, I get this. However, it's time for some new stuff. I'm tired of this fake reality TV trash. I'm tired. Now, I know Tyler coming to the network. We don't know how that's going to work just yet. However, they need to keep up with the dynamic. They need to keep up with their demographic. Right now, just seems to be the younger generation, the millennial.
Exactly.
Now, I don't know how Tyler going to do that because, Tyler gets a little long-winded. And, one season be one goddamn day on Tyler shows if you watch any of his shows on OWN. So, I don't know how Tyler going to do that because people's attention span is short as hell. So, we'll talk about that when it comes. But, back to Boomerang. Bryson has the most beautiful set of lips I have seen on an African American man this week.
This week.
Not a long time. This week.
This week. Just this week.
Yeah, this week. Now, I might say something different on Tuesday, but this week. And he wants so bad, I think he wants so bad to, notice how you said toe the line? Like, he wants to be a little bit more creative. He wants to be a little bit more free spirit, but he doesn't think that works well because of Ari's situation, because of Simone's situation. So it's almost like, I've got to be the level head in the group.
Yeah.
I got to be the level head in the group. And I'm like, yo, just relax. This is the type dude that wears trench coats, a blazer, a sweater, and then a shirt jacket. Not a shirt jacket, a button down under it. You be like, hey, take off 25 of them layers.
Take off 25 of them.
Loosen the hell up. This actually might work for you.
You're like, bro, you don't got a white tee?
Come on.
Just get a white tee, bro.
Like, you a little stuffy. Little suit and tie is what we're going to call him. Little suit and tie. But again, he has the most beautiful set of lips that I've seen in a long time this week. And because of that, he gets a pass this week. So we talked about R. We talked about Crystal. We really didn't get into Crystal because they haven't really explored her character outside of she and David, which I refer to as Preach, were married fresh out of college. And she goes into saying how all she ever wanted to be was a wife. That shit was sad.
That is sad. But I'm going to tell you what the sad part is. The part that's sad is that even though this is a reboot and it's done with millennials, there's a lot of ladies, young ladies.
Yes.
That's in this generation that's all they want. They don't, or at least that's what they think they want.
That part.
I think she's going to come around to some other realizations, I'm hoping, before the season's over with.
She's going to have to, or she's not going to be in the next season. Because, she really doesn't have a storyline at this point. Outside of she was married to David, who is now a preacher. Now, let me segue to David's troublesome ass. Initially, I did not like him because, and I may go off on a tangent, so you might have to bring me back on this one. Okay, you know how I feel about this one. Okay,
I'll let it ride. Everything got right.
Let me tell you about these new age, new school, wet behind the ear Christians. Okay, when some of you, decide to explore Christianity or join whatever religion, you do that shit with overkill. It's like you forget that there's a secular world out there. You forget that you are of a secular world. You forget that your friends and family who may not practice your same religion or your same beliefs are of said secular world. So you motherfuckers go straight cold turkey. You don't ease yourself into that religion. It's Tuesday, you listening to rap, you singing, you got all your sexual partners, you out here and you're fucking out of both sides of your drawers and you're doing all this extracurricular. Both sides.
No.
You're drinking and you're smoking and you're cussing worse than I am because y'all know my mouth is filthy as hell. And you gambling, you
Just
basically violating all the sins, all that extra stuff, right? And then on Wednesday, you get a little water splashed on you. All right?
Something just too safe.
Okay.
Just too.
You gotta ease into that thing. You might want to cuss a little bit less. You might not want to fuck out of both sides of your drawers. You might want to do just one. You see what I'm saying? You might want to don't alienate your friends because your friends have been there. You see what I'm saying? Just don't do some of the same things that your friends are doing. Now, don't get brand new with them. That's my problem. Don't get brand new.
Yeah.
Like, you and I can still be friends if you going to church every Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, them days. Okay? But don't think I'm inviting you to the club, and now you want to turn around and you want to talk to me about
I
how
found the Lord yet.
and
We at the club.
and how much I need salvation because I'm looking at this dude
Girl,
and I done body rolled on this dude and now you looking at me like something wrong because you think I'm gonna take him home.
Have you heard the good news?
Yeah, come on now. So that's one of the things I have like, and then you want to force religion down my throat. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the planets. We're talking about astrology. Oh, you know that's witchcraft. But wait a minute. Have you actually studied your religion? It's very similar. You're worshiping angels and demons.
I don't like when people label natural stuff
Come
witchcraft.
on.
It's science.
It's
not.
Period.
It's science.
Period.
You know.
Period.
I had that discussion with somebody. They were telling me how the moon. We was talking about the full moon and something happened, and they say, "Man, that's just some superstition. That's
but
sorcery."
no, that's
no,
not
it's
how
science.
that. No, shit the hell talking to me. No, no, that's not how this works. And see, I want you guys to understand. Don't come at me with your new religion. Come at me after you done been in this thing a couple months, couple years. Okay, come to me after
Don't
you
come
take
for
your
me
nose.
at all, cause I'm gonna make you mad. You don't want it over here.
Come to me after you've actually sat back and you've understood where your place is in said religion, right? And I have a friend, and he's like, you're dealing with man. You're not dealing with the word or salvation. And I said, but we live with man, right? We are men, so we have to be able to address the situation where we are, okay? Now, everybody ain't called to preach. Some of you motherfuckers call yourselves, okay?
Say that.
Some of y'all
just on auto tunes. I don't know what to say about that.
some
Nobody called you at all.
Some of y'all need to sit down.
You got a text message, bro.
Some of them ain't get a text. Some of them done emailed themselves that they got that this is from the Nigerian French. Yeah, that's the email they got.
No.
So what it is some of y'all can't preach. And see, I'm Southern, okay? And you know a Southern Baptist, it's a way that we grow up in the church house, okay? You know, we have church all day. From 11 to 3. You miss all the football. Dinner is now cold.
It's something to make you be a Presbyterian. There's two. They got 19 hours of church.
You wearing stockings. No. Your dress is no pants. Your dress is down below your shin. You eating fried chicken, green beans, and that good stale roll. Not the Hawaiian roll. That good stale roll and that diabetical lemonade after church. That's where I come from, okay? Where the preachers drive the Cadillacs and you may drive a Hyundai, okay? That's what I come from. Where you're reading the Bible and they salivating and they're spitting out the mouth and they sound like they have the worst case of asthma with that. All of that.
No, I can't.
All of those religious theatrics, okay? Now, when I do attend, which is not often, I do attend a non-denominational church because I feel like I want to have a discussion about religion. I don't want you to teach me religion and you teach me your interpretation of the word. And that's what's wrong with a lot of you motherfuckers now. You don't read the word and study the word for yourself. You figure, oh, okay, well, this the shepherd of the flock. I'm going to pay attention to what the shepherd say and I'm going to go for that. Now, let me tell you how the shepherd got y'all fucked up and then I'm going to go with Boomerang just a second. The shepherd got y'all thinking that y'all out here and every sin is forgivable except homosexuality. Y'all out here murdering, killing, raping, stealing, all coveting with your neighbor, all kinds of extracurricular, but you don't want to forgive the gays. If you don't get your damn nosy ass out these people's bedroom,
I'm trying to tell you. And just a FYI, a side note, there's nothing to forgive gay people for.
Exactly. Like, mind your bit. First of all, one sexuality has absolutely nothing. It does not make them. It does not break them. And if you would just sit back and listen and pay attention, you actually might fuck around and find out that there's more gay people in your life than you think. Your bank teller, if you motherfuckers still go to the bank. Your children's teacher, some of your damn children. Your grandma, hell, some of your parents.
I'm trying to tell you. You around here talking about gay people this and just down in homosexuality and you don't even know it could be very much very closer to home than what
Shit, you probably done looked at the same sex. I know if a girl walk past me and her ass is nice, I'm like, oh man. But that doesn't make me gay. I'm just appreciating, oh, she got a nice body because I ain't got no ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But I say all of that to say, because I know I went off on a tangent. Y'all know I'm very passionate because I'm an LGBTQIA ally. Very passionate about how those in the church just frown their nose up on gay people. And I'm like, you motherfuckers are crazy.
There wouldn't even be a black church without gay people.
Let me tell you something, honey. You award-winning choirs.
I'm trying to tell you.
You these muffins and cakes and shit they be baking, and these choir robes, these hairstyles, these damn tailored suits you motherfuckers are wearing when you out here peddling this religion to the flock. Listen, y'all better stop talking to me.
GTFOH with that.
All the way out of him.
Get out of here.
So I'm going back to David. I'm sorry. That's my
back to David.
So David gets up on the pulpit, y'all. I done fell asleep in his little 45 seconds of the video where he talking to the congregation, and this 16 people. Okay, I'm exaggerating. There's 12 people in there. He done made me go to sleep, so now I'm tweeting, yeah, this could have been a deleted scene. Yeah, he called himself. He wasn't called. He had one good point. I don't even remember. But one good point out of that entire sermon, and I was like, yeah, you need to go back to seminary or theology school or whichever one you enrolled in, because Penn Foster ain't teaching you the way you think they're supposed to be teaching you. You can't do online seminary school.
You can't. You can't have
you need to be in the classroom. Some of you don't need to do online school because you actually need the interaction, and you need to be in the classroom because you need to be able to see how this thing's supposed to work. Okay? Anyway, so David and Crystal, I think David wants to be back with Crystal. I'm not exactly sure if Crystal wants to be with the new David. I don't think she wanted to be first lady. She probably wanted to be a wife, but she didn't want to be first lady. And when you're in a relationship and you say that you're called, you can't expect for your mate to be called as well. Like, you got to ease them into it. You have to ask, is this okay? Everybody don't want to be a first lady. I'm telling you, I ain't first lady material.
I'm not even second or third lady material.
I'm probably not even congregation material, but I'm just saying. I can't be on the usher board. I might can build a little tune on the choir, but that's different. You know, the choir's different situation, different conversation for another day. But I ain't first lady material. I like to cuss.
I got a family member right now going through a very similar situation, and it don't look like it's gonna end well.
See, that's what
it looks real.
But you know what?
Rough right now.
The stats say there's a high number of divorce in the church house.
That's where they at. You cannot. I'm telling you, the way that church is set up is set up for people to sit these people on pedestals, but they still men, they still women, they still have things that they haven't fixed or resolved.
Right.
You can't be looking to people who don't have their shit together to help you fix your shit.
But you know what?
You just can't do that.
You also have to understand and appreciate that everybody has shit.
Exactly.
You also have to understand and appreciate that it's okay to continuously work through your shit, and you may not ever work it out. Yeah. But don't sit and meddle in it and turn around and judge me by looking your nose down on me because I'm a little different than you. Sir, you want this 10% or not?
You're not getting that, bro.
Well, the way my financials are set up, they can't even get one.
I can't help you.
However, I also don't like a church to where, and I know this conversation ain't about church, but see, I got just went on shit.
We're going to bring it back in a minute.
We're going to bridge it back to business in just a second. If the preacher driving the Cadillac and my lights off, because I done gave you, I done helped you make that payment for the Cadillac, we not doing that. I like a church family that gives back. I like an actual family, and you don't find that often. My grandparents actually are founding members of a church to where it's not even like a church. Like, they sing their 2 songs. It ain't that asthma Southern Baptist hoopla foolishness. You know, you get a little vittle afterwards. The church is 45 minutes. I ain't never been no black church where the whole thing is 45 minutes long.
45 minutes. And we don't have to meet every other day. We do not. Why?
you
3
read
hours a day we at the church. 5 hours. Man.
You done miss everything. Your Sunday is now gone. You go in there, it's daylight. You come out, it is dark. It is of dusk. The children have to go to sleep. You got to feed them.
They got to go to school in the morning. It's a lot going on.
Like,
but I'm going to tell you something. What I really like about Boomerang, and I was a little bit skeptical.
I appreciate you bridging it back because, I could have continued.
I'm a fan of the classics. I like classic movies. I like classic music. I'm just a fan of the classics, and I don't like people to be messing up the classics. However, what I like so much about Boomerang is, now we just went through like all the different main characters so far,
right?
And me myself, what I find, what I relate to the most is the message that there are more than one way to be black. I think somewhere down the line, even possibly during slavery, black people, we separate them and say, hey, this person isn't black enough, or hey, this person, you being too black, and all this kind of, we kind of put a label on it.
Right.
But we all black. I mean, just because I'm a nerd, or just because, some people probably say I'm an awkward girl, but I don't care.
Awkward girls women shit.
Just because you straight-laced and you trying to make it in corporate America, so you got to move different than me, that doesn't necessarily make you not black enough.
But you move different 9 to 5. You don't move different in life. You move different when it benefits you. Don't move different and then turn around and shit on people. That ain't how that's supposed to go.
No,
that's not how it's supposed to go.
I agree, but I'm in the context of the Boomerang.
Oh, okay,
I really don't see. Well, we haven't seen it yet, where all of them move different. Crystal moves different. Lala moves different. Simone, Bryson, Ari, they all move different, but neither one of them are any more or less black than the other one.
I'll take that. That's true.
They haven't taken advantage of each other. We haven't seen any of that so far. So that's the part.
Now I do believe Simone gonna violate.
But she's one of those people though. She is one of those people that's willing to do whatever she need to, despite moral and ethics gray areas. She's gonna do what she has to do for her to be successful.
Another thing.
I already see that.
This goes back to something we said in a previous episode. You know how you despise something so much to where you give it too much focus and you say, I'm not going to be this person. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And you sit in it and you dwell on it and you give it too much attention. You end up doing, and saying that same shit. Simone does not want to be like Marcus Graham, and she is being exactly just like him.
Well, that theme is forever. The hunter of the monster always becomes the monster.
Amen.
That is just the nature of the beast right there.
And like it's crazy to me. I mean, she's dope. Don't get me wrong, she's dope. Mm-hmm. I appreciate her for going out here and doing her own thing as a creative and as an entrepreneur. But damn if she don't get on my nerves week after fucking week.
We gotta learn our way though. We don't come here all the time with a conscious set of morals, especially depending on your background, family experience, what's valued. We don't always come here with the right blueprint. So you gotta find your way.
In addition to that, I suspect she wasn't raised. I think she grew up. There's a difference between being raised and grew up.
And and I'm telling you, and again, we haven't gotten into that yet.
No, it's coming though. But I hope so, Lena. Is it coming?
Lena, we need some background on this. May see if our assumptions are correct. But and just like us, we didn't come from money. You know what I'm saying? And I think as a child, and I can remember, in high school and stuff, I went to a, predominantly white high school.
Oh, bless your heart.
I did, but we were poor. Where I came from, we were poor, but where I went to school with, most of those kids were not. So you see these kids who are driving back and forth to school and they 15, 16 years old. Their parents done bought them a car. They got the nicest kicks. They got, name brand clothing. And you see this looking on the outside, like, man, why can't they, why I want that life. I want to have that. But privilege does not mean a good life necessarily.
Amen.
And I think that is where we're going to kind of end up going with Simone. Definitely BT, we picking up this 2, 3, 4 episode of seasons. Hello. Yeah. And we're going to make it an hour instead of 30 minutes. I'm just putting that out there. But yes, I think as we go through the season, I think we're going to see a lot of that, like you said. She grew up with privilege. She grew up with money and access.
Right.
But some of the stuff that maybe Crystal got, even Lala, she's just the most... Crystal and Lala are the most well-adjusted, putting people together. I just like how they put it together.
And you know what? Because of Lala's character, what the hell is her name on here?
Her name is...
Why you find it? Anyway, while she finds her name on the good Twitter, I like the fact that she's unapologetically who she is, and she's herself through and through. Period. Point blank. Like every episode, she don't care who she getting together. Simone, Bryson, Crystal, her girlfriend. She don't care. Don't come for her, honey. And sometimes they don't even come for her. She sends for them motherfuckers. And she lets them know, I am not the one to be played with. And I love it. And I love the fact that Crystal is the homegirl that everybody needs. Now, there was an episode where they flashed back to Crystal and David getting married. And Simone said that something about she felt like the marriage shouldn't have happened. But she didn't tell Crystal at that point. Mm-hmm. Now, that I didn't agree with.
Her name is Tia.
Tia, there you go,
her
Tia.
Her character's name is Tia.
How the hell could I forget that? Tia.
And, yes, I remember there was a big back and forth, a lot of chatter when you tweeted that about.
So, here's my thing. I'm the homegirl that I'm going to tell you what it is, how I feel. Bitch, ask me not. Because I feel like as your friend, I have creative license to do so. If I don't like your mate, you're going to know, and he or she will know as well. Because I don't ever want it to be construed that, oh, well, did Charli like me? No, you gonna know if I like you or not. Life is too short. I don't purposely put myself in situations to where I gotta bend too much. I ain't a flexible motherfucker. In many aspects of the word. I ain't flexible about a lot of shit.
You might need to do some yoga, girl.
I'm good. Everything all right. I think that with our friends, we owe them. We just owe them, and we owe ourselves to where we need to be honest with ourselves, and we need to be honest with our friends. Like, if you see your friend getting married to somebody and you don't think this is a good fit, speak your piece. Make sure your delivery is on point, though, because sometimes your delivery can really muddle the message. She could have gone to her and say, look, I don't see you and this dude working for reason XYZ 1, 2, 3. Not, I don't like him. Like, you can't come at your friend like that. And if she's truly your friend, or if he's really your friend, and they know how you are, and y'all really rock with each other, you got to know I got your best interest at heart. And I'm out here seeing some different shit because I'm on the outside looking in. Now, you got a funny look on your face, so clearly you think something different.
Well. A lot of this information depends. It depends, right, on how I react. So, for example, same situation, it depends. Now, now, if you just getting married you just met the dude, now 3 months later, y'all getting married, I'm about to check you real hard.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like,
are you crazy?
6.
You know what?
Nah.
I'm gonna bop you across the top of your head as I'm asking you.
What is wrong?
Is everything okay? Because at this point, I need to do a welfare check.
But in this particular instance, referencing this episode of Boomerang that we're talking about, I don't think I would have said anything. It appears that they may have been in a relationship for a while.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
They may have been friends or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I probably would have said something like early on, like maybe after the first year or two, say, hey, he strike me as being a creep. or something like that. You know, what not a creep, but if
something about him is off. Something about him is off. We haven't gotten into what exactly is off, but
if I was feeling some kind of way about the situation. Now, once me and my friend, even if they ask, well, hey, what do you think about my, significant other? They all right, but and just laid out. This is my opinion, right? Now, if y'all still get married, and then you ask me to participate in the wedding and all this stuff, as your friend, I'm done. I didn't say what I had to say.
Period.
So I'm not gonna wait to the wedding.
Don't ask me shit though.
And then say, bust your whole bubble and say, hey, I don't think this is gonna work.
Shit, girl.
Exactly. Unless I have now if I got receipts, then that's different. Something that you may not have known, and he didn't say or she didn't say.
I'm telling you ass before the wedding, no, because then that way we'll beat his ass at the wedding.
I'm trying to say, as soon as we walk down the aisle, we're gonna be looking cute, and I'm gonna have on the tuxedo. I don't know what y'all wearing, but yes, and we're gonna whoop his ass straight like that.
And then we're gonna party, because the party must go on, because y'all spend a lot of money.
Because I just got all this alcohol for the reception, we gotta have a drink or two.
Yes.
But I really don't. I'm telling you, I really don't mess with other people's relationships though, because
that can be tricky.
People are so emotional, and see, I'm not that emotional creature like that. My emotional attachments are very specific. If you're not in this specific group of people, then I don't care if we dating, I don't care if we're in a relationship. Like this particular, I can walk away from those. I don't have a problem with it. Amen. It don't make me feel no kind of way. The other people tend to feel some kind of way, but I don't feel any kind of way.
Girl.
But my core group of people that I'm emotionally attached to like that, with them, we probably gonna have an issue. But that, I don't have an issue with that. But I know that other people do. They get real attached, real and it's so crazy because I don't even think for the most part that they're attached to the person. I think they're just attached to those ideals and those concepts of marriage and having a family and not wanting to be by themselves and thinking this is the only person that they're ever gonna find, even though the person is not necessarily the best person for them,
right? Or
even ready for this type of commitment that we're talking about when we're talking about marriage, and when you start like providing information that does not allow them to continue to hang on to these ideals and concepts of love, that's where you get the pushback and the animosity. Oh, you just a hating ass bitch. Oh, you just hating. You just jealous. Nah, sis, I'm looking out for you. But that's cool if that's what you want to do. See, I don't even want to get into that. Because I'm only going to be a hating ass bitch one time.
Uh-huh.
About that 2.5 times, you said it the second time, and then I see it coming out your mouth again. See, smack in the face. And we going to be fighting. Not because I don't care. I'm jealous of you. I want your little sorry ass nigga that you trying to be with. But simply because you just called me a bitch 3 times and I'm over it. When I'm just trying to go and see. Part. Now I'm emotional because you just
about some foolish. You know what I'm saying?
Like
you as your friend. If you ain't never seen me hate on any of your other people before.
Yeah.
You ought to know, wow, she's actually coming from a genuine place. Like, she might see something in this no-count ass dude or no-count ass female that I'm dealing with.
I'm telling you.
And yes, I said female. Yes.
Ladies don't be, I'm going to tell you something. The bros, if you go be like, hey, bro, I don't think she the right girl for you. They pretty open to it because they already know because they still cheating and shit anyway.
That part.
They don't care.
That part.
But, you don't really have no problems with the bros when you bring, man, I don't like your chick. She cute now. She got some nice breasts, but I don't like.
She got a nice mouth.
Nice
mouth. You know how they do.
But when you go to your female friends about their mate, I'm telling you, that's 100% an emotional creature. There's no logic. There's no common sense there. They're not thinking, analytically or anything like that. It's strictly emotional response, and so that's why I just don't do it.
Well. Some lady came for me on the Twitter. And I had to politely let her ass know that I am not the one, and I got all fucking day to tweet because I am self-employed and I sit at the house and twiddle my fingers on the computer all goddamn day. That's what I get paid to do. Therefore, ma'am, I can do this with you today, tomorrow.
What day? Let me see. I'm gonna go see. You got me going back through the Twitter.
You got a lot to go back on because we've been tweeting the hell out this episode. So anyway, my thing is this: yes, you may want to protect your friend, but do you want to protect them at the beginning when you see
the buckery,
the train start,
yeah,
or do you want to be in a position to have to deal with the extra that comes with the wreck happening? Now you gotta eat several 100 gallons of ice cream. You got to call him all kinds of fuck dude. I knew he was a fuck boy from the beginning. Well, if you knew he was from the beginning,
why you ain't say nothing, sis?
I'd rather you be mad at me at the beginning because I voiced my opinion when I saw the shit go down or I saw the shit starting, then I have to tell you, well, actually, I thought he was no count from the beginning, and now I got to bust you in your face because you should have said something. No, ho, you should have saw the signs.
Listening.
And that's another thing. You motherfuckers love to avoid the signs. You look, God send me a sign, and then he send you a sign, and he damn near hit you in the fucking face with it, and now I need another one. No.
But I love him.
Yeah, there's no courtesy sign but God. You getting the sign, and that is it.
I hate that sentence. I'm telling you, but I love him is one of the most dream-killing phrases ever.
You better love yourself, sis. More.
Ever.
Love yourself more.
If you ever have to say, but I love him, that is like your first sign.
But wait a minute. If you even have to say, but. Forget, but I love him.
I'm so exasperated right now.
But.
And it's not.
But. If you have to go with the but, you need to take your butt on.
That's
Move.
I'm telling you, I'm
Get
so
out.
exasperated. This is not even my situation.
Get out.
I told you, Aries is my spirit animal. They don't have a box big enough for this right here.
You know what? And we're going to talk about him. Because initially I was like, I don't know what's up with him. I don't know.
Ain't no name tag.
I don't know.
It's nothing.
But this past episode really made me fall in love with his character for several reasons. The first one, again, I'm a creative, so I'm already like, okay, all right, we gonna do this. Now, his idea wasn't the best, and sometimes they are not the best.
Yeah.
However, as my friend, don't shit on me. Don't shit on my project. Bryson has access that Ari does not have. And instead of Bryson being that friend to help his friend with an internship or to introduce him to a new circle or to put people into his life so that he can learn or to say, hey man, come up here and shadow such and such a director because this is what you want to do. He shits on the man's dream. He shits on it. All over it. All over it. Doesn't say, hey, let me help you out because I see that this isn't working for you. Or I see that this, isn't going to provide some type of financial stability or longevity for you career-wise. This motherfucker comes and shits all over this goddamn boy dream and decides he gonna replace him with another motherfucking director who doesn't have any inkling as to what the fuck is going on.
What's going on, the black community, marketing black music, leveraging black talent, just clueless.
Like at this point, you're completely changing the narrative and you are giving another person, race, creed, and color permission to write our narrative. That ain't what we supposed to be doing. And yes, I said ain't. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. And Ari said, and this is my favorite line, and Ari was dropping lines that night, honey. He was dropping gems, so get ready to get into this. He said, I ain't about to squeeze myself in no box so she can feel comfortable. I gotta live my life. Now let me tell you how this came about. Young lady sees him at a gay pride rally. Okay, this just so happens. This is where they are shooting Tia's music video. I'm just saying though, which just so happens to be Boomerang. It is. It is as much as I didn't want to like it, it's real catchy. And they tied into Boomerang and all of that extra. Well, Ari starts to direct the video. Simone's not feeling it, but Simone doesn't have a big enough backbone, a balls big enough to say, Ari, we need to go into another creative direction, okay? And we mentioned that Bryson brought in another dude, what's his name, Cheyenne or Sinji or some shit like that, something, to bring in, and T ain't feeling it. The team not feeling it. So instead of them saying, well, shit, Cheyenne, like they want Ari to give Cheyenne his ideas, which is what the fuck happens in life all the time. All these cultures and all these other people and races are actually, benefiting off of us. We create this shit. And I joke all the time, we can't have shit. You see, they got shea butter and every fucking thing now. They got coconut oil and everything now. Everybody want to be natural. Everybody want to have nappy ass hair, big ass lips, wide ass hips. I mean, were we not doing that from the beginning?
We was already there. We came here like that. When they put us on the boat,
we can't change this shit. Let me tell you something. I have been teased about my lips since elementary school. Bubblicious, big lips, Soup Cooler Jones, all of that. But not them same ones be all in my face. Hey girl, how you doing? Oh, I remember you from elementary, middle school with your ugly ass. Yeah, my lips still look the same. They just so happen to be the same size. I finally grew into them. But kissing my ass. Anyway.
Inside.
Okay? But you know what's crazy? Like, every race now wants to be us until it's time to be us. Yeah. They don't want the smoke. I'm saying they don't want our blues.
I was just about to say, I seen a t-shirt. They said they want our rhythm, but don't want our blues. And that ain't the truth.
Listen, nah.
That is not the truth.
Well, anyway, not Bryson.
Aaron.
Ari goes and he's having a session, a moment, because he needs to just get away. And he sees a girl that she gave her virginity to him, okay? And she was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, what are you doing here? And she was like, oh, I'm here for my brother. My brother's gay. You know, he just came out or whatever. And he was like, oh. And she was like, wait a minute. Why are you here? And then she was like, you mean to tell me you bisexual? And he was like, yeah. So they get into this match. And she was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that the guy I lost my virginity to is gay? And I'm like,
But he made her have several seats. He said, no, I'm not gay. I like both.
Let me tell you
and
something.
it was no hesitation in the answer.
He let her know quick, fast, in a goddamn hurry.
Got her right together.
And all she could do was just sit there and storm the fuck off.
And she was mad. She was big mad.
Like, bigly. Hugely. Okay? Bigly.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Like, y'all gotta stop thinking that people gonna always be the same.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You also gotta figure, it's a lot of people, especially little gay boys, they just want to test the waters to ensure that this is what they don't want. In addition to that, you could be turned out at any goddamn age.
Man, I you know what? I think people who do not have experience or personally are not LGBTQ or don't really have experience or are just ignorant to it. They like to equate. It's called sexual orientation, but most people it's all about the sex. When not necessarily that's not the case. Mm-hmm. Some people, you just fall in love with people.
Right.
And whether that person is, what the gender of that person is, really doesn't matter. And I think that's kind of where Ari is. Whatever it is that he's attracted to, when he sees a person or meets a person, I really do not think gender is the first thing that he thinks about.
I don't think so either.
The way the way he's presenting himself and the different interactions we've had with him so far, minus the music video from last Tuesday. But he just strikes me as being, he is attracted to a certain energy, and that energy is depending on what he's looking for that particular time or day. It doesn't necessarily be like, oh, that's a dude, I'm gonna holler at him, or that's a chick, I'm gonna go holler at her. I think he's very multifaceted. I cannot wait until we get into this backstory. That episode they had, it was like a whole flashback episode when they met in college. I'm here for it. I need a follow up, Lena, on the college flashback. We need some more follow up with that, because that's gonna be interesting. Like after he meets the dude at the bar and like it just kind of stopped right there. It didn't take us, and then it just flashed back or went forward to current Ari. Yeah. So after we got that interaction with him and the first guy, we didn't get anything else after that yet. So I'm looking for the part after that.
hopefully she gives us how to get away with murder foreshadowed like she did, and then she gonna turn around and take me back a couple episodes later.
Exactly.
Because the people need it. Not only the people need it, y'all need to wake the fuck up about LGBTQA. You need to wake the hell up. Yeah. Okay?
We being here.
Like,
being here. It ain't new.
No, you're not gonna know everything. No, you're not gonna agree with everything. But that's the beauty of being a human being. You know what I'm saying? But you don't because you fear it doesn't mean you need to dislike it. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand. And some things are above your comprehension. A lot of shit is beneath your comprehension too. But you need to at least make the attempt to understand. Or mind your fucking business.
Just mind your business. I think that's what
you know what?
Don't comment on if I'm not sleeping with you, if I'm not, dating you, or I'm seeing you in a personal or intimate situation. What I do don't got shit to do with what you doing. I'm not physically harming you. I'm not, in your face. I'm not in your home. I'm not doing any of that. So just leave what I'm doing. You do what you do.
My 2019 motto is mind the business that pays
over
you.
There. Okay.
Mind the business that pays you. And when I first said it, I think my mom laughed or whatever. She was like, "What did you say?" I was like, "Yeah, this year I'm minding the goddamn business that pays me, period." That's career-wise, that's romantically, that's friendship, that's anything. Anything that I put myself in, if the shit don't benefit me, it don't have nothing to do with me. I am mom's the motherfucking word. I don't give a damn.
I don't care. I don't even see it.
No.
I be seeing
but you know what? I'm lying. I see it. I cackle. I gets a lot of cackles. Gets a lot of cackles.
Like,
okay.
That's what we doing now.
Right.
But I don't got that. I don't have no horse in that race.
Nah.
I don't. What y'all doing over there? Just don't break it over here. We good. I can still be your friend. You can still call me. We can still he it up on the phone, go eat some dinner, but don't ask me about my personal opinion about your personal life.
That part.
Because you really don't want that, because I'm going to tell you the truth.
I'm going to give it to you.
Your feelings might be hurt, especially if you're doing fuckery in these streets. I'm going to just give it to you. You don't be trying to involve me, and Kay ain't said nothing, because I don't know nothing about what's going on. No, you heard about what? Kay ain't heard nothing, bro. All I know is he be at the store sometimes.
But you know what? And we'll see him and let him know I see him.
I'm not with it.
I just
I have spent my entire life trying to be drama free, and I have been successful for the most part. I will continue to do so.
You live a different life when you live. I ain't gonna say I'm drama free. I'm gonna say as close to drama free as possible.
Yeah.
I don't go out looking for it, but best believe if I smell it, I'm gonna address it, and it's gonna be a problem. Okay. Let's segue to David, the preacher at the rally. So again, I'm Southern Baptist. Okay, so I'm know how Southern. You. Well, at this point, I'm just Southern too. I ain't sat in nobody's congregation in forever. Now I understand. They say when two meet.
Hey.
Okay.
Well, I think it's three.
Why is it three?
I don't know why. Three shows up in the Bible a lot. But they say where the scripture is where there is three gathered in my name. There's church.
It's three?
It's three.
Let me see.
I believe it's three.
Well, Google gonna tell us in a second.
But anyway.
Well, anyway. Hold on. I gotta look this shit up. Two. Wait a minute. Wait. 2 or 3 gather together in my name.
There we go.
So we both right.
We was both right. Look
As my followers, I am there among them.
I'm among
okay,
them.
That's in the English Standard Version. That's Matthew 18:20.
Now we got scriptures for y'all.
Okay, so
please disregard all the cussing we did before this and what we will continue to do.
Well, we didn't cuss during the scripture, so I don't think
we did. We did don't count. Okay.
Listen, I was raised. I ain't grew up. I was raised, so I know I'm still respectful. Now that part of the conversation is over, so I think I can cuss
on
now.
to the regular schedule program.
Basically. So what it is how they feel about homosexuality. Okay, so immediately my spidey senses start tingling because I see him at a gay rally passing out flyers with a megaphone, and he's got a speaker up to his hip, and he's God loves you, and I'm like, oh shit, Lena and them finna do it. They finna piss a bunch of people off. But then he flips, and he don't say nothing
derogatory,
judgmental. He was like, love is love, acceptance. Yeah. God loves you the way you are. And I was like, wait a minute. I had to sit the fuck up in my chair. Like, wait a minute, this is some new shit. Is this happening at the new church? Do I need to go to the new church to show that my friends accept it? I'm confused. Girl, where do they know this shit at? No, the hell they don't. Not there they don't. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
90%.
No, ma'am. 15% of that damn pulpit. You some of the congregation. If you're going to talk about it, talk about it.
Oh, my God.
And 85% of your musicianships.
I'm trying to tell you.
But that's the conversation.
But anyway.
Yeah. So, see how we just went the fuck there?
Yeah. But I really did appreciate the love is love.
I really
Shout out to the LGBTQ community in a very positive light. But I'm just saying, I think, to me, Lena Waithe can't do no wrong. I really do. I like where she's headed. I like all of her shows prior to this one. But I think on Boomerang, she really, really is going there and going all out to be inclusive, and it's a good look. I really like it.
I'm really enjoying the show. I do want to see more. I'm not really sure if I want to see an hour. Only because
I think we should put it to the public. I think when y'all hear this, when we air this. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but when we air
Monday,
this,
it'll be out Monday.
Okay, we're gonna be out Monday. So when y'all get this on Monday, whoever is not watching, we need y'all to go on BT, the website, and stream some of these episodes. What are we at? This is episode what? Number 4?
Shit, I think this is 4.
Last week was episode number 4. This Tuesday is episode number 5. We need y'all. You don't have to binge watch them, but it'll be better if you go ahead and watch all. They're only 30 minutes, bro. Okay? Go ahead and watch all 4 of them back to back. Catch up to the current episode that's coming on Tuesday. Me and Kay and Charlie will be on the Twitter feeds, and we need y'all to tell us whether or not this thing needs to be a 30 minutes, or we need an hour. Because me and Charlie, it's a deadlock right now. She likes the 30 minutes, I need an hour. If I can watch an hour of American Soul, and an hour, all my other shows are an hour, surely Boomerang ranks for another 30-minute show.
No, we about to be on episode number 7. Episode 6 was last week.
Are you serious?
You would think the shit just premiered. Like, you know what? The first episode was an hour.
And
so
they did 2 episodes. They sure did that first week. You're right.
So they just threw me the hell off. Okay,
2 episodes back.
We are gonna be on episode 7 next week, and we definitely will tweet the shenanigans and the happenings. The thing that brightens my day is when we get a lot of interaction from people that we don't fucking know, that have never followed us, that have probably never even heard of the New Medicines podcast, probably don't know who the hell a Kay, Charli, or a Phoenix is. And they tweet, I'm trying to tell you, these people actually be trying to come for us. And I'm like, wait a minute.
No.
Not on this thread here today, sister, brother, niece, cousin, or friend. We're not doing that. But I really enjoyed it back and forth. Like, we really have a good time.
I really enjoyed the live tweets. I really, really do.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we're talking about Boomerang, but there's some other ones that we live tweet as well. That's finale. And we can't wait till they come back next season because they're going to be back on deck. But,
well, now that you say that, let's move into... Wait a minute. Was that all you had to say about Boomerang?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that was enough. I think the people really got it. You need to watch the shit.
Watch that shit, bro.
Period. That's really all. Period. That's all we saying. Just watch it.
Watch it.
Let's talk about... Well, wait a minute. So, we're in our 30s. You're still in your 30s, right?
Huh?
You're still in your 30s, right?
That's why I fucked with you,
okay.
Charlie.
I don't. You know, I keep up with my age, and all you need to know is I'm in my 30s, okay? And, well, whatever. Anyway, and I grew up on Soul Train. I'm talking about Saturday mornings.
I'm trying to
that big ass mixing bowl of cereal, and it was either Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, or honeycombs. Those are the only cereal we were allowed to eat in our house. With that thick ass whole milk, that big ass mouth spoon, because you know we had big mouths, okay? And you sit in front of the TV and you watched that hour-long program of black excellence, and you saw bell bottoms,
afros, natural hair, the fashions, the looks, the dancing, like the serving
of the dance moves from the Soul Train line. Like, and then it was indeed the hippest trip. I don't give a fuck about American Bandstand. In America.
We wasn't even watching that. You know what? And like, it really put it in perspective, because my household, we didn't watch American Bandstand. We watched Soul Train, even though they all ran at the same time.
And I may be telling my age. Let me look up American Bandstand, because I ain't never seen an episode of that shit.
They ran at the same time.
Well, again, I'm in my 30s.
And I'm in
my mid-30s. So.
I've never seen an episode of American Bandstand. It was Soul Train at my house.
Oh, wait a minute. American Bandstand ran from 1952 to 1989. I'm going to tell you, I only saw Dick Clark on one day of the year. And
the Mesa Parade.
No, not even then. The New Year ball drop. So I'm going to tell you, I don't know about American Bandstand, because this is what my parents told me about. So in my house, as for me and mine, Soul Train is it. Dawn.
You watch that Scooby-Doo in the morning, and then you watch that Tom and Jerry, then it was time for Soul Train.
Girl, they talking about Solid Gold. What the fuck is a Solid Gold?
Oh man, you missed Solid Gold. Solid Gold was all right. But it was another, I think it kind of spawned. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if they're going to tie those two together. Because Soul Train kind of spawned a lot of black shows. Solid Gold, that with Marilyn Magoo, and I can't remember what the guy's name was.
Her age, y'all. When we turn this off, I'm asking to see how I did, because I don't think she's in her 30s.
And then on BET, they started running with Donna Simpson. What was the name of that show? Video Soul. But prior to Soul Train, those programmers like Solid Gold, Video Soul, and those other black music shows, they didn't exist. They did not exist.
Speaking of Video Soul, I always thought Donnie Simpson was fine as hell with them damn.
Yeah, he did.
Them iridescent eyes of his. I wouldn't want to look in them all night, but Donnie Simpson was fine. Donnie
Simpson and my girl Marilyn McCoo.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
I think she's on Solid Gold. I think Marilyn McCoo was Solid Gold.
Don't know nothing about her. So yeah. Well, anyway, Soul Train, Don Cornelius, right? The genius behind Soul Train.
A G, everything.
So yeah, American Soul chronicles Don Cornelius' journey to create, launch, and ride the Soul Train. Basically, Don Cornelius was gangster.
I'm trying, but I'm gonna tell you something. Even as a little kid, when I was watching it, I realized that there was no black show really on TV that showcased people of color. I realized that as a little girl. So like, as you know, when they started talking about, you know, when he died, you know, a lot of it clips and reruns and stuff came on, and then when they started talking about American Soul era, I was like, in my mind, I said he had to be gangster in order for him to make this shit happen in the freaking 60s and the 70s, being a black dude with all these black people on TV. It's just so interesting to see, you know, kind of behind the curtains on it, like the lengths that he actually went through to make it happen. It's every time I see it, even though I'm not surprised, like some of the stuff that some of the episodes and scenes from American Soul, when I see them, I'm like, oh my God, this dude was crazy. Oh, you crazy.
You know, I didn't even, for me, growing up, Don was a part of Soul Train, but Soul Train wasn't Don. Don for me.
Mm-hmm.
So mine was always the performances, the dancing, trying to emulate the dance moves, trying to, sing like some of the artists did. So I knew Don Cornelius was the creator of Soul Train, but for me, he was almost an afterthought. And now I'm watching, I'm like, wait a minute, you were wrong as a kid. Like, this dude is Soul Train. Like, Soul Train is Don. Yeah. They wanted the same.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been. There couldn't have been. Anybody else to make that happen. If it was not for Don Cornelius, we would have never had Soul Train and these other shows, Solid Gold, Video Soul. I would even go so far as we wouldn't even have Yo MTV Raps, even though historically Don Cornelius couldn't with the hip hop.
Yeah.
If you go back to like the actual Soul Train episodes as the music started evolving, and like the first rapper that he had on there, you could tell, like even on camera, he looked uncomfortable. And I think that's kind of what kind of really took him out the game. He just couldn't get with the new music.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But I think that there was a shift, and I don't know if it was the demographic. I don't know if it was the people actually getting out and doing some shit. I don't know if it was the sponsorship to where, it wasn't coming in like it was before, or the pressure from other networks, or the pressure because other TV shows were coming out. I don't know what it was, but you notice we didn't see him for a while.
Yeah. They tried those guest hosts, and
I'm sorry, but Shamar Moore was the worst. And he was the longest running
guest host. He was.
Like, Shamar Moore did 11 seasons. Like, I was like, ugh. I'm sorry.
We talking about the real Soul Train for some of our listeners who are not familiar with the actual.
If you're not familiar, turn
Train.
the shit off now. Just wait for the next episode. Like,
but
ain't no need.
The TV show put out by Beats, and and this is so crazy too. This is another thing that I was thinking about. So when they said they were going to do the American Soul, I thought they was going to do something like they did New Edition. That 2 hours.
I'm glad they did. I'm
glad they didn't either. So now we on episode number 7. 6.
Probably.
Now
Probably
they didn't, because the Soul Train is an hour. So that first night, I don't think they did 2 episodes. I think they only did. Well, they might have though.
It don't matter.
But I was like, wow, is this going to be like a permanent show? Is it ever going to end? I don't know. The way they have it set up, it may not, because there's a lot of backstories and back characters that we're getting a lot of interaction on, trying to figure out how they pertain to the actual Soul Train. I got a feeling the singing girl,
Simone.
Her name's Simone too.
Mm-hmm.
The singer girl Simone, her voice is so awesome. I don't know where they're finding this new talent, because I've never seen them on anything else, unless they were like really little kids or something, because they seem kind of young. But the talent is just so like amazing. The acting is great. The singing and the song parts are great. The mistress of music and vocals, Miss Kelly Price, is doing her thing.
She was a friend of mine.
I'm trying to tell you. All I see is Mr. Biggs every time I see Kelly Price on there. So it's like the cast is just amazing.
Oh yeah.
The concept of seeing behind the scenes on something as big as Soul Train is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing them bring back to life these old talents, and some of them are still alive. Kelly Rowland is playing the great Gladys Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so these intricate moving pieces, and it's gonna be. It could probably run for a few seasons if we get the backstory on JT and Simone and Kendall, and where does Tessa go after she quits Soul Train? What does she do with her life? So even though Soul Train, Donna and Soul Train are synonymous, we've got all of these backstories on artists and talents, And so it could actually go a long time, even if they go past Don Cadilla's dying.
You said something that I want to touch on a little bit. So the people who are playing these stars, okay? So we've had there was an up and coming actor who played Lionel Richie. Wayne Brady, believe it or not, played the hell out of Little Richard.
Didn't he play that part? I wasn't even expecting that. I really don't look at the previews because my 9 to 5 don't allow me to. So when I see the show, I'm just seeing, I'm not really looking at the clips or the forwards or anything. I'm looking at the show as it plays. So when I seen Wayne Brady with that headscarf on, honey, let me tell you something. It was everything for
I had no expectations. Let me not lie to you. I had very low expectations because I'm not a Wayne Brady fan. Like,
people be sleeping on Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady to me is a cornball.
But I'm telling you, the dude got vocals. I'm telling you, he be playing. He got vocals. He has his comedic timing is good.
I don't care about none of that.
He's a talented brother.
I think Wayne Brady is a cornball. That is my opinion, and I am sticking to it.
Though.
However, he played the hell out of Little Richard. Kay mentioned earlier, you got Kelly Rowland playing Gladys Knight. And we'll touch on his obsession with Gladys later.
It's crazy weird. It's kind of weird when they're on there, isn't it? Like they may have had something going on,
or he wanted something to go on,
or something.
We've had Bobby Brown, believe it or not, played some Chicken Little Man. Like they weren't doing the funky chicken; they was doing something else. The turkey wing, the turkey leg, the chicken. I don't know.
But those type of artists were the only ones that he could really get
at the time. That is exactly correct.
So artists who had been out for a while or they were on the end of their career and just doing shows here and there, those kind of artists that he was able to get because they weren't expensive.
Right. Now, Gangsta Don. Don has aligned himself with Gerald.
Oh.
Now, for those of you who watch,
what is it?
Greenleaf on OWN, you know about Pastor Basis Skanks, okay? The actor that plays Basis Skanks, I can't even tell you his name without Googling it, but he will forever be, I don't care what TV show it is,
Basis
I don't care if it's a commercial, I don't care if I see him in the grocery
Even
store
commercial
buying salad mix. He will forever be Basis Skanks, okay?
Oh, Gerald. Gerald don't care.
Gerald kicks all the ass and don't care about taking names, asking questions.
He gives zero.
Gerald done gone up against the gangster of the gang. He done gone up against Pinky. Pinky on the show too, when he did a guest appearance. Pinky's supposed to be a gangster, like the gangster's gangster, okay? Pinky on the show. Gerald done gone up against him. Gerald done beat some dude with a belt like his mama should have. Gerald done started a riot. Don out here punching folks so he can get his sponsorship extended.
Man, Don, let's talk about Don Cornelius and those hands. Let me tell you something. He do not mind handing out the man. So he punched the little the dancers. Okay, so quiet as it's kept. Now this part I didn't know. I'm seriously, I didn't know this. So all the dancers for Soul Train, basically they was dancing for free. Don wasn't really paying them, even though they had to audition
because he didn't believe in them
and practice and all this stuff. He wasn't paying these kids. So there's a scene in the episode where the kids are like, well, they get American Bandstand is paying their dancers. Why can't we get paid?
Right.
So they stage, like a protest and all this stuff in front of Soul Train studio. So this particular episode, Don comes to work. All the, the dancers are out there protesting and talking shit, invalid shit, because he should have been paying them or something. And,
other than KFC chicken and biscuits. That's all he was giving them. Chicken and biscuits. These people can't dance off them thick ass biscuits. You ever had a KFC biscuit? Y'all know how thick them biscuits are? You think Popeyes and Bojangles biscuits thick? KFC got the thickest biscuits out there.
I need some milk. And so they were all up in arms. So one of the dancers, one of the guy dancers, he was going toe to toe with Don, talking about, you know, they should be getting paid. American Bandstand pays the dancers, and all this, you know, what their demands, I guess. So Don punched him in the face, and then they were smart though. They had a little white lawyer guy. So he was like, we can negotiate these are my clients, we're going to negotiate their pay. So they're sitting at a table. Don's on one side, and, you know, the lawyer and the dancer guy is on the other side, and the lawyer stands up and he says something to Don and kind of gets in his face. Don punched the mess out of him twice.
And Don punched the shit out of him.
It was hilarious.
Not only twice.
And he went to jail for sure.
Not only twice. He punched the fuck out that dude outside as well during the former
outside.
And Don is crazy. Okay? Don is the epitome of by any means necessary at this point. He hired prostitutes for one of the sponsorship guys. He has finagled his way outside of his original deal with the white dude. I don't know his name. He's an insignificant character for me at this point. You watch it, you'll see who I'm talking about. But he has finagled his way out of that deal. Don crazy. Don is gangster.
I'm trying to tell you.
He's gangster.
That's the old school way business. Well, I don't even know if it's too much old school.
It's not.
They still do it to a certain extent.
Do. But you know what else is crazy to me? The fact that this man left his supportive wife, Dolores, in that damn churn. Don don't give a fuck about his wife and children at this point. Y'all, Don done packed the bag and said, to hell with y'all. I'm going out here to live my dreams. And he don't even call home. She got to call him, and then he be ignoring her calls. To me, that sound like a divorce, ma'am. That sound like I'm going to take half your money, ma'am.
You see how she done cleaned out the bank account,
Let me tell you something.
Everything.
Not only did she clean out the bank account, y'all, she ain't answering the phone. Okay?
After she took the money out.
And you know what? Her biggest mistake was having an account. Well, no, that ain't even the biggest mistake, because I think that's actually pretty gangster on moving the money to another account that he's not on at the same bank, so that the teller says, "Oh, well, this money was moved to Mrs. Cornelius's account." I was
you
like,
don't have no access, man. I'm telling you, hell hath no fury. But you know what? That says a lot.
She deserved it though.
Oh, she and you know, and throughout the show she was saying, you know, I put up with the cheating. I know you a cheater.
But you know what? And
all of
you
that.
out here cheating publicly.
That's what the straw.
Discreet with
it was all over the
you out here embarrassing
at her job.
You and Right On magazine, and my white boss come to me and ask me, "Is everything okay?" Do you know how embarrassed I am to have my goddamn boss call me off the fucking production floor and me making this good money to feed my damn children, and he shows me a Right On magazine article with you looking lovely out in this goddamn lady eyes that ain't me? Please.
Everything.
I divorce, period. And she, period. Okay? Period. And then you're going to come try to run the household when you hear and chastise and try to discipline our children. These kids don't know you. Is it one child or two children? Is it 2 boys or 1?
I don't know. I think it's just the 1 so far.
However many it is, he ain't trying to be a parent to him until he home. The boy done went and took a damn bus ride from wherever they from all the way to damn Soul Train, with that is LA, whatever. Took the bus. He need his ass beat.
No,
the bus. Well, anyway, so Don is crazy. You got Tessa. Tessa is the coach, or was the coach for the dancers, and Tessa is a dancer's dancer, like through and through. And because Don doesn't respect the dancers, and he doesn't respect the importance the dancers have on the show, he doesn't get why Tessa goes hard for the dancers. And now that he sees that, you know, people are actually picking up on the dancers and they really want to see the dancers, now he going even harder, but he's not paying her anymore. And now he treating her like a second class citizen, like an assistant. You do this. He got these people practicing 24, 48, 52 hours on some foolishness. Like, pay these churn, because that's what they are. Nobody pay the churn.
Pay the people churn.
Pay the churn and stop trying to choke them with these thick ass biscuits, because it's not going to work. And yeah, like, appreciate the people that have helped you to make this show great. Because I always had my favorite dancers on the show, especially when you had an insignificant artist that I could care less about. I just watched it for the dances. But we're not talking about me in present day. And, you know, we talking about the show. So we talked about Gerald. We talked about Tessa. We will continue to talk about Don. Let's talk about his obsession with Gladys Knight. Yeah. Like you said earlier, I don't know if, I'm pretty sure they'll explore it with next season, because I see we have one episode left next week.
No.
Yeah, this will be the 9th episode for this season.
Are you serious?
Nothing else has come up yet, so this is the 9th episode. Now, either Google's a liar, or they just really want to test it to kind of see, you know, how the show would go. So BT, if you're listening, because you do tweet us back as we retweet you, we do need another season, maybe even a 3rd and 4th. The show actually started out with Don Cornelius sitting on the couch, gun to his temple, about to commit suicide, and then you hear a pop. But before you hear the pop, as the gun is to his temple, he's watching clips of Gladys Knight on the TV singing on Soul Train. Now, weird as hell to me before they even got into his obsession with Gladys. Mm-hmm. And when you see it, it gets really cringy sometimes.
It's kind of cringy.
I don't know if it's almost unhealthy. So you don't know if he's in love with her or if he is. I can't even put my finger on it. I don't know if they had a thing, or maybe he didn't let her know. Like, maybe she thought it was just a friendship, mm-hmm. and maybe he wanted it to be more than a friendship. Like, you don't know. But it's really weird.
There is some weird energy when those two characters are on together.
Something's not right.
But, you know, just so far, based on what Don was trying to do with Soul Train, to me, it feels like Gladys Knight, and she has always been, I mean, this ain't nothing new, she has always been the consummate professional, even though she was singing and performing at a very young age. She's always been the consummate professional. She has always, you really didn't really hear about her wilding, you know, out in public or being unclassy mm-hmm. in public. She really does not have that type of reputation, even though she's been in the game all these years. And I think, like, what I'm getting when I see them, and like from the conversation they have and the dialogue, it's as if Don wants that is what he is trying to aspire to have for Soul Train. He wants it to be classy. He wants it to be polished. He wants that reputation of I don't know, wholesomeness, is that the word I'm looking for?
I'll take it.
And I think at that time, when he was trying to put Soul Train together, I think that those elements that he was looking for to build in the show, mm-hmm. I think he kind of felt Gladys Knight was that already.
So do you think it was a situation to where I gotta get Gladys because of Gladys' stature? If I can get Gladys, then I made it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we might be talking about a pivotal moment with mm-hmm. him watching, because that episode might have been the first time she appeared on Soul Train.
And I think it was.
Interesting.
I really do think it was. I said I'm going to go back and rewatch the episode so I could check, because you know they showed that clip in the beginning, and then when she finally did perform. Has she performed yet? I think she finally did perform. I think it's the same performance. So I do believe that that's the first time Gladys performed on Soul Train. It was in was that song.
The Friendship Train.
Mm-hmm.
So that is her first appearance. It was
Yeah.
October 2nd of 1971.
Yeah.
Gladys Knight and the Pips, and they sang The Friendship Train. Okay. So, yeah,
I think that's the point where he was like, this is when everything I was trying to do came together.
She also may have ushered in bigger acts. Aretha Franklin,
Absolutely.
Jackson 5,
Absolutely. Because,
Shaka Khan.
absolutely.
So she might have been, okay, Gladys is doing
if I can get Gladys to do it, I can get Diana Ross
right.
in. I can get the Jackson 5 in. I can get, all of these. And at that time, Gladys was already out. So the Jackson 5, some of the other ones that did James Brown came after her.
Yeah.
They were really big. They weren't doing any music TV shows because the American Bandstand was segregated. So a lot of those people weren't doing those kind of shows.
For me that never watched Bandstand, I know the theme song. I'm a little bothered by that. I don't know why, but I'm a little bothered by that.
So I think that's the weird energy we're getting. Even though he may have been romantically, because Don is a person, he was attracted to power.
Yes.
If you couldn't do nothing for him, he really ain't had no time for you. He was just that type of guy. So I think Gladys giving him time and FaceTime like that, and giving him, and she actually, if what we're looking at, if the dialogue we're looking at is based on a factual conversation and interaction, she really did help him.
Yeah, and not only that, like when you share your dreams with somebody and they genuinely take an interest and they don't shut you down at the first conversation, because some of his ideas on the onset sound outlandish.
Yeah.
So each conversation she sat down with him and she was like,
I understand, but
I believe
we gotta be realistic too.
Yeah.
So
she wasn't shooting his shit down like Bryson on Boomerang was shooting our shit down, but that's.
But another, going back to Don Cornelius and the wife, some of that is very painful to watch.
Very.
Because you fast forward to 2019 and you got these black men, whether it's athletics, entertainment, TV, movies, music, you fight so hard and in the beginning your intentions are very good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I need, I'm a black man in the 70s. I've been, I'm a veteran. I think he was in Vietnam or something in the war. And you come home, he was a police officer. Yeah. Then you come home, and then they still treat you bad. They treat you some kind of way. It's unequal. It's jacked up. So your intentions in the beginning are good. Hey, I need to make a way for my family so that we can be comfortable, we can be okay. And then somewhere you go on this journey, one, like you said, you leave the wife behind, like she doesn't have any value or can't help when she's been helping all this time.
Right.
Who the fuck you think was taking care of your kids while you was in the army, while you was...
Who was rubbing your back when you was talking about these
outlandish
ideas?
Make sure your afro pop and everything.
Y'all.
We're going to talk about that bad lace front.
Y'all.
We're going to talk about that.
Sidebar. Y'all. We got to do better in Hollywood when it comes to old school hair, okay? We have to do better in Hollywood when it comes to old school hair, because the lace fronts have improved over the years, okay? So lace fronts are no longer intended for their initial purpose, which was for cancer patients. Lace fronts now, everybody wearing them shits. Anybody who don't have no edges, I'm pretty sure they didn't have lace front on. Okay? Now, me personally, I ain't got time for that. My scalp get hot. I got a lot of hair. I'm not here for the shit. But they got this thick ass, ugly ass lace front on CK, what is it, Walls? Y'all know Sean from Power, 50 Cent's son who was killed by him. He plays Don Cornelius. They got this lace front at the front of this man's noggin. Okay? Dolores called herself telling him that she gonna make his afro pop by twisting the fuck out of his damn shit. Y'all, I swear the lace front lifted up on camera. He goes, and the afro was not popping. It was tight as hell. Now, for those of us who have natural hair, we know when you do that first day hair and you twist that hair down to your scalp, shrinkage is real. That's exactly what Don got, so Dolores lied to him. That's probably why he didn't want to talk to him no more, because Dolores was lying about making his afro pop, but that's neither here nor there. So,
you leave your family to
right.
pursue these dreams, to build your family, and then you get there, and then your last priority is your family. When you left, it was your first one, and it happens so
they're
often.
not even a priority. Period. You mean the last? He don't give a fuck about them. He ain't calling them. He not answering her calls. He don't care nothing about them. The child. Don is having some issues, and Don has some issues that he needs to deal with his father. With his father, and the father
crazy.
Yeah, father used to meet me outside with the boxing gloves on. Y'all ever box one of your parents? That was Don out here doing.
Don whooped his ass. That was one of my favorite episodes.
He knocked Don 2 front teeth out. Y'all ain't know Don had dentures in the front of the mouth, did you? They look good. They look natural.
Not dentures.
He knocked them 2 front teeth out the front of his damn mouth. He said he wanted Don to man up, and Don finally manned up and knocked his ass clean out on that ground outside.
He didn't have no
under the clothesline. But I like the show.
Yeah.
I let me tell you who I got a problem with. Little big brother Kendall. Simone's brother. I have a problem with him for several reasons. So the show is centered around some of the dancers who in turn are actually performers as well. And you've got JT, which is the boyfriend of Simone, and you have Simone's brother Kendall. We actually tweet a lot to Kendall because he actually engages and he is hilarious, but I have to let him know weekly I don't like his ass. I don't like his character rather. So his latest issue is, so that father was in Vietnam, and at the end of his tour, like, he dies, like he gets killed, but I don't think he did. I think he ran away.
You think? Because
at the end, remember, he was set to come home that next day, and he was in the infirmary. And then all of a sudden he's gone. Like, did his company blow up? Like, we didn't explore the rest of that. The last we saw, he was on the cot. And the dude that shows up at the house was like, I'm going to see you back on the other side. We ain't seen him.
We ain't seen him. Nate there, though. Nate is in the house.
Nate tweeted us today.
Oh, hey, Nate.
Nate tweeted us today with his old phone. So listen, so their mother is played by Kelly Price, okay? And Nate is the guy we were just talking about who spoke with the father prior to his passing. And Nate shows up looking for his homeboy that he said, I'm going to see you on the other side. They both suffer from PTSD, all kinds of, shrapnel, all kinds of stuff. Nate comes through and Kelly was like, oh, he gone, honey. So now they're grieving together and they're depending on them. And right now it's an innocent relationship. But it's some tension that they gonna get down.
I believe it.
Like, he fine. Like, he can hold all of Kelly up. He fine. With the cane and everything. Like, he felt, not fell, oh gosh. He fought off some robbers who were taking some of the deceased husband's stuff. Like, he beat their asses with the cane, y'all. Like, he was some them shit.
Now, I'm going to have to say something. Even though it's going to be interesting to see what happened with the real husband, if he really died or not. But they gave her the flag and everything. But
he still could have, like, the company could have, he still could have run away. You had people that were leaving and assuming new lives because they couldn't handle it.
Well, that's true. But anyway, he comes through though. Nate is really supportive. I think it's gonna be something wrong with him though, with the PTSD and stuff. But
no.
What but now so far we done seen him freak out about a couple. Be triggered twice when the robber people came, and then something else happened, like broke something in the house, something fell, and it kind of triggered him. But he's been keeping it together so far, and he's been very supportive and everything. Mm-hmm. But I think there's going to be a flip side to this. And it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
I think what's going to happen is he and Kendall are going to meet again. And I don't know if he's going to hit Mama or mama's gonna be an innocent bystander one of these nights they in the bed together and that PTSD start flaring up and he freaks out.
That's gonna be
for anybody that's ever dated somebody with PTSD, know you got to move differently. You have to forever walk on eggshells because you have to be prepared because anything can be a trigger. You know, be it it's been identified or not, anything can be a trigger.
anything.
So, especially with him being fresh from war and him being injured and everything, like she's grieving the loss of her husband, but now he's there to help around the house. And he looked good doing it.
Not good.
Yes. I'm waiting on him to take his shirt off. BT, you hear me? Take his shirt off for season 2. You know, you just need a little eye candy. Everybody on the show ain't cute. But then we get to JT. So JT again is in the singing group.
Now he's my trigger in this. Even though that's not my life, I understand that there are young people who have had to deal with parents who are addicts.
Yeah.
And I think that one right there, that really, like the last episode the first episode where he was, so JT's mom is a heroin addict. And you know, heroin in the 70s was really big right after Vietnam, and the guys came. Well, the guys who left weren't the guys who returned.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they returned physically, mentally, emotionally, they were a wreck. Especially the black men. And then they came home to nothing. Nobody wasn't trying to hire them. No, they weren't, getting the jobs and stuff that they were, expecting once they returned back. And of course, America did this, or the citizens of America were very much in protest of the Vietnam War. So when the guys came home, they were not treated like heroes, even though they put their life on the line. And a lot of them didn't come back, or half of them only came back. Their body came back. But anyway, so heroin was really big in the 70s. And so there's an episode where JT, he didn't want to tell Simone and Kendall what he was going through. They're all in a group together, and he kept getting missing. He was MIA for practice and shows and stuff, so they got kind of mad with him. And Simone finally went to him and was like, hey, what's going on? Something's wrong. We need you to perform with us. And then she finds out that JT is basically raising his sister and taking care of his addict mom.
In the back.
And they're homeless.
They currently live in the back of the storeroom of his employer who owns a restaurant. Like, he has to shoot his mother up with heroin and watch his sister while he misses out on the opportunity of being a star with his girlfriend and his friend. Like, the mother gets on my fucking nerves, and I'm glad he finally committed her ass. And I know that I cannot identify, so I'm gonna be a little biased here. But he should have left her ass. He needed to take his sister and get the hell on, and I'm glad that he finally did it. I just wish it would have happened earlier. A whole lot earlier. I'm pretty sure had he talked to Simone and let her mom know what was going on. You know what? I take that back. No, because had he told Simone what was going on, Simone was going to try to fix it. Because she comes off to me as a fixer. Mm-hmm. And that's a situation you can't fix. Because what would have happened was Kelly Price would have had the DDT his mama had she come to the house acting a fool. Because she almost dusted her ass on that sidewalk last Tuesday when they were talking. But anyway, I like JT. I do not like the brother Kendall right now, especially with him dating Flo. Oh, God. Simone, she aight. I don't have no issues with her just yet. Don, I'm learning Don. Don is gangster as hell. I'm here for all of the gangsterisms. Gerald, aka Basis Skanks, I'm here for him too. He speaks to my little inner gangster side. And then you have Tessa and her fine ass cop husband. Oh, let me go back to JT. So JT drove the getaway car for a set of homeboys who decided they were going to rob a jewelry store at the beginning of the show. And one of those guys died. He was shot. He ended up dying. And then the other dude is still alive and well, and he's still out here with this fuckery, all in the name of Black Power. And JT was caught the fuck up. And they almost canceled Christmas on his ass. it was it last week or the week before last when he was interrogated by the police.
I think that was a week before last.
Okay, and it just so happened he was interrogated by Tessa's husband with his fine ass. I'm gonna put that in again, and his father's in prison, and they bring the father in, you know, to kind of speak to him. I think Tessa's husband felt for him, like he identified with the story. So we don't know what his backstory is just yet. But he was like, you know, look, you know, I'm trying to help you with this. Like, I'm trying to help you get your shit together. And it just so happened, the way the universe worked, somebody was looking out for JT because JT home free right now.
Let's talk about how the universe works. So the other part about this show, the intricacies of how they're introducing Black culture and things that people don't really, I guess now don't really understand. So we're talking about the Black Power movement and Black resistance in the 70s, which was at its height in the 70s. So the introduction to JT and his friends that were, his associates, I'm gonna say associates, that robbed the store. So they are introduced as common revolution and progress. So if you know your Black resistance history, or at least you know a little bit of it, that is initially what the Crips were. So the Crips, titled the Crips currently, they were formed as a Black resistance group that came out of the Black Panthers once it was disseminated and a lot of the leaders had been killed, and or those who weren't killed or jail escaped. So the Crips came in after that, and they actually were taking the place of the Black Panther Party. So they continued with the feeding the community, the breakfast program that they had, and their own separate communities and things. Now, not to say that the Crips are still not participating in those type of activities that uplift the community and you know, trying to take care of their community, but they were definitely believers in by any means necessary, and sometimes they had to rob Paul to pay for these programs that the government didn't fund. They were funding these out of pocket. So I thought that was an interesting introduction to the Crips and what they were doing. And you mentioned JT getting off on it after they found him in the car that they knew was used in the robbery.
Right.
There was an FBI agency that was ran, and this is so interesting because I actually just did a paper on this called Coin. Let me see if I can find it. Coin
Pro in
that one. Protel or something like that. But anyway, so it was the FBI and local law enforcement task force that specifically targeted Black resistance and Black militant groups. Now, their job was not to get intel. That wasn't the job. That was not the objective. The objective was to infiltrate and disband, even if said Black resistance groups were non-violent ones.
I wish I could see my face.
Or not participating in violent crimes or anything. Just the fact that they existed.
Right.
As soon as they came on the radar, they would go in, plant seeds, find the weak links, plant evidence, set them up for crimes to be put to jail, to be, you know, put in jail for life, even though they didn't really do anything. Shouts out to Geronimo Pratt. Yeah, so they did this. This happened for real. Like, I know it's on TV, but like these are real facts. You can Google them. You can go to the library and read about this. So that is what got him out of jail, or out of going to jail for murder, because they didn't want JT. They wanted the dude that they brought in and made it look like JT snitched, but he really didn't tell them nothing. They let him go. So I think that is going to be interesting in the next. And you said this is the last episode for this season?
Google told me. Google told a lie.
Oh, Google lied?
Google told me a lie. Google said the last episode is going to be next week, the 26th.
Oh, okay.
Wikipedia says 10 episodes. So somebody lying.
BT, when you hear this, I need you to respond to our Twitter
And let us know.
and let us know how many episodes we got, because I'm really feeling what y'all are doing with the American Soul. I know a lot of people are probably just paying lip service to it, but I'm telling you, I like the way it's going. I like the way it's written. It is 100% for the culture, and I'm excited that you guys are doing this on syndicated TV. Hello, yes. Yep, but that's how he got out. It's counter.
Yes, it is called Coin and Temporal, and that was from the FBI.
Yeah.
So, y'all should have learned that in school.
But they don't teach that.
They taught it in my school.
They didn't see. I went to the white people school.
I went to a 99 points.
I went to the white people.
8.9% African American schools.
All of my African American studies, I had to study by myself. Huh?
Oh, well, that's why you know more than the average. So I think we pretty much discussed everybody that is of importance on American Soul. When I say the music, though, it takes you back, yo.
Man.
Like, I have been on Pandora. I've been on YouTube. Like,
man, I got list of 60s and 70s.
But speaking of good music, and I know this has been long, but we'll chop it up, maybe. The music, we gonna immediately go into
all of it, but all the shows. Even we didn't even talk about that on the Boomerang, but
right.
all the shows that's coming out, and we gonna have to do another one of like the full season 2 of Black Lightning too, if we talking about music. But
I was gonna hit on that. We got a few more minutes, so I was gonna hit on that. So Black Lightning, let's talk about the music. Forget the fighting scenes and the daughter joining. We'll get to that in a second.
The lesbian love interest.
See, Black Lightning from the beginning has always provided us with that soundtrack. You see what I'm saying? And shout out to the Achilles, Mara, and Salim. I know Salim got some shit going on right now with his little litigation. They done took my show Love Is off the air. Whatever. Anyway, so the Achilles, who are famous for the game, Girlfriends, Love Is, are now doing Black Lightning. Okay? And Black Lightning, for those of you who do not know, is an actual DC comic book character. It is a real character. Go back and look that shit up.
Go check your DC history.
Yeah, he has daughters, Thunder and Lightning, who have now joined him. They really don't discuss the wife too much in the comic, from what I saw. But you've got characters like Pain, which is Khalil, the boyfriend, who we found out now is here. You've got Tobias Whale, which is played by rapper Crandon. Him.
Yes.
Now he cute. Now I really look at him like that.
I also Crandon.
Listen, he can get it. He can get it. And it's some amazing acting going on. And for it to be on the CW, they've elevated the CW's game. Because if anybody's watched shows on the CW before, Riverdale or pre-Riverdale, Supergirl, Superman,
even some stuff they got going on right now
Charm,
with the Arrow.
Arrow, like it's really low budget. Yeah. It's like it's an afterthought, which is why it was on the CW. But Black Lightning, they've gotten better with their wardrobe this season. Mm-hmm. They've got better with the makeup this season. Mm-hmm. They've also got better with the fight scenes this season. Because last season I was like, y'all, my 9-year-old nephew could do this. Stop with the fuckery. Like, you could have. Y'all don't have no CGI for this?
No.
Y'all don't have CGI in the budget? You couldn't borrow this from the other shows that had a bigger budget? No? Okay. Well, anyway. So, Jefferson Peterson, any of the last name? Pierce is the principal who also plays Black Lightning at night. Again, he has 2 daughters, Thunder and Lightning. He has a wife named Lynn, who just happens to be this amazing physician who is overseeing the pod kids. And we're going to try to go through this fast. And they're in Friedland. And with Friedland, back in the 60s and 70s, there was this government experiment, where they poisoned a bunch of children. And they gave them this serum called green light. And with the green lightning, it basically altered their DNA, basically to make them metahumans, so they can't die. And they have these crazy powers. they're levitating or they're spitting fire or blowing shit up or spitting bullets or whatever. They're doing it. Well, first of all, let's talk about the fact that my boo Jill Scott was on it. First season.
Yes,
I think
Lady
she's coming back.
Eve.
I think she's coming back.
I think the ASA gonna bring her back. That old punk ass Bill.
No. He's not gonna bring her back.
You think Tobias gonna bring her back?
Nights like this, I wish Eddie Kane Jr. is gonna bring her back.
I forgot Eddie Kane is.
Y'all, Eddie Kane Jr. from the Five Heartbeats is on here bringing people back.
And Freely.
Okay? You've got Lala, which is from
Latavius Desmond.
Will Catlett.
Yes,
Latavius. If you don't know who he is, he played in Love Is, and before that, he was on other shows, and I discovered him on a web series. Like, that guy, from the Black and Sexy YouTube channel, but that's years ago. Anyway, he's on it, and then you've got, I don't know any of these people's damn names, but
I don't know their real names.
I have to look them up, but y'all go look it up. Look up the cast and crew
of Black
Lightning. But I can tell you the Black Lightning is played by dude has two knees. He got two left legs. He played as Khadijah's boyfriend on Living Single, Cress or Cess Williams or something like that.
Cress Williams.
Okay, him. And then the daughter is not. The daughter started out with Tyler Perry. She's a set. It's like three sisters.
McLean, China,
her. And I don't know who the other sister is, but she gets her shit done. Well, anyway, that's insignificant. This cast is amazing. The writing is amazing, and I'm glad to see the direction of the show. But every goddamn episode make you want to look back at the 8-track or the 45 and let that bitch ride. Like, I mean,
and Nafessa Williams.
There you go. So the show is amazing.
The music is always on point. Whoever is doing these soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, whoever is putting the music together, I need you guys to get with the original productions, and I need an actual soundtrack. I need one for season 1. I need one for season 2.
Can we get a Spotify playlist or something? Like, do we need to make it? If so, please email us. Let us know we can make it.
Because the music is so on point, especially like, I know we're talking about Black Lightning. I guess that's kind of why we started talking. But I'm telling you, the Soul Train episodes, when they are playing these artists, I'm telling you, I remember that song so well when Gladys, that Midnight Train to Georgia.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you, if that's still a jam. And what year that was? You said 1971. She did that on Soul Train. It probably came out in 1970 though, but she performed it on Soul Train in 71. But that Midnight Train to Georgia is still on my playlist. That I've been rocking it since the 60s. I've been rocking it.
Listen,
yes,
Black Lightning plays music like Simon in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with the gangster lead. You're like, wait a minute, wait.
And then you just hear it, and then they start talking, and you like, wait a minute, don't talk yet. I'm trying to hear the end of this chorus. Can I get this bridge?
Or you hear that Isaac Hayes, and you know when you hear an Isaac Hayes song, you know they all got that bass line, and you hear that live horn. Like, there's never been anybody like a motherfucking Isaac Hayes.
There will never be anything. They used to call that brother Moses.
Listen, you hear that Marvin Gaye, you hear that James Brown.
That was going on in the back. Yes.
Oh gosh, they played.
I think they played some Earth, Wind and Fire one episode. Yeah. I was like, man.
Yeah. Like, they are really picking the cream of the crop. Like, I hope y'all getting into this shit. Basically,
I'm telling you, I know Black History Month was February. Even though we black like every day, every month, but I'm just saying, you should get on this music tip, because I'm telling you, if the music don't speak to you, honey,
who raised you? If the music doesn't speak to you, who raised you? Clearly, you grew up and weren't raised.
You need to go back. I'm telling you, go on YouTube and Google, look from 1960s to 1970 music. I'm telling you, the most sample. Every rap artist have sampled songs from those.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
I'm just telling you, all your favorite songs, your favorite rap songs and R&B songs that you are listening to right now. Trust and believe
it includes
the samples came from the 1960s and 1970s. I'm just saying. It's not even an argument. We're not even going to discuss it.
Fight me. Fight me. But Black Lightning is amazing. Like, and the fact that they're not really following the comic book to me is a plus. And I like that they've got some creative license to kind of go through with it. We even tweet with the creator of Black Lightning last week. Beige guy named George. Can't remember George's last name. I'll find it in a second. But you know, he created Misty Knight, Black Lightning, and one more character. But Black Lightning, for like, my nephew watches it and he's 9. Like, some of the content is a little bit more mature, or is a little mature for him. But for him to see a black male superhero that's actually out here getting shit done and cleaning some shit out, and he's
and
doing
actually
it
staying with his family while he's doing it,
and it's clean, and you don't have any profanity and no drinking the 40s, and no, you know, you see drug use, but you don't see it to where it's, you know, at the foreground of everything. You know, he's trying to clean up the community. He's caring about the kids in the school because he's a principal. He's fighting for their rights and things like that. Like, that, to me, that's positive. You know, our little black boys need to see that. And then in turn, you've got his wife, who is this amazing physician and scientist who is over the pod kids now, and she's making sure that they are honing their new superpowers and that they're not using them for bad. Like, for a little black girl to see herself in that particular image is amazing to me. Hell, I'm in my 30s. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, that it touches you. And again, if it doesn't, then you need to turn this shit off now, because we're not even talking to you.
You're not part of our tribe.
It's not for you. But Black Lightning comes on Mondays on the CW at 9. If I'm not
think they're getting ready for the season finale.
The season finale is gone.
Oh, we
already had a season. Yeah, okay. So it did finale. You can catch up on season 1 and season 2, because I guarantee season 3 is gonna be the shit, based on what we saw at the last season finale. And then I'm pretty sure the next Tweet Me will talk about other shows. I mean, All American just went off, but I got some things to say about that. But this episode is entirely too long already. We got to talk about How to Get Away with Murder before it comes back on. We've got to discuss Proven Innocent, which is a new show that's on Fox.
Oh, man.
We've got to talk about Empire because it's back. You know, we got to comment on Jesse's ass. We got to talk about Star and this fucking baby. And, I mean, it's a lot of stuff that we tweet. So you guys have to join us on our Twitter page. It's @DoBetterSis _pod. And chat with us, man. Chat with us. Follow us. Tweet with us or whatever. Get into the shenanigans that we deliver every week.
Yeah.
Kay and Phoenix. I'm sorry, Kay and Charli. Phoenix don't tweet the TV shows. For some reason, she don't watch TV. I don't know what that is, but you'll hear us, Kay and Charli, on the Tweet This segment, and then for the regular episodes of the Do Better Sis podcast, Phoenix will definitely join us. So look for a new episode coming up real soon. But to Tweet This, hopefully we can make this a regular thing. So let us know how it went. We're going to try to chop this up to where it's 2 episodes, because I know 2 hours is a little long for some of y'all.
Yeah. It's too long for me. Straight up.
See that, y'all. I'm not even gonna go with you. But as always, you know, we just want you to continue to, you know what? Before we even go there, we missed the fuck out of y'all.
We did, man. We are so sorry. We love y'all for so long.
Well, I ain't sorry. Let me say this: life happens. Shit happens.
Yeah.
And when you have 3 people, 3 creatives who get together, you know, you have to kind of make sure your energy is right. You got to make sure that your life is going right. Because I really can't come to you and talk to you with this cheerful voice and be a cheerful giver if I'm fucked up on the inside. So, you know, with work and life, you know, relationships, and, you know, so I'm an empath. I take on other people's energy. I be like, get that shit out of here. You know, and then you do too. Yeah. And the same with Phoenix. So you got Mercury retrograde, 5 times, you know, solar moons, new moons, and blood moon, all that shit. All that shit is real. So
trust me, it's a lot of sage.
Okay.
And smudging going on.
But we're back. We're back with the vengeance, because I got some shit to say. And I feel like, you know, you guys need to hear it. And we are on a quest to make sure that not only do we do better, but you do better, sis.